everybody. We took a little time to clear off the set and roll those guys off from the box cards. But now we're going to switch gears a little bit as we're talking about gears, and we are going to speak with Kristen Mirage, who is the Manager, Capacity Building and Program Financing of Export TT. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
So we're going to discuss about the discussion on funds and grants offered by Export TT. So grants meaning you don't have to pay back.
Absolutely. You don't have to pay back. It's not loans.
Right. All right, so let's talk about some of these grants. What are the grants offered and what capacity do people use it? What can they use it toward?
All right. So, firstly, I want to say that when you start to export, you need to have an export ready product. You need to have something that can sit on shelves. So you need to meet international standards.
Right.
Yeah, you meet your ISO standards. If you're a service company, you meet
Right.
certain professional standards.
All right, so we're gonna hold off just very slightly because I'm so excited about Export TT itself. You know, Lisa says it's Trinidad and Tobago's best kept secret because y'all do so much in regards to getting the local products out there. You know, you support local so much and then get local to go outside, which is very, very important because we have some fantastic things that come out of Trinidad and Tobago. And with that being said, you know, they may need funding to get some of these things going. So let's talk about that a little bit more in detail.
Right. So, everything we do is export oriented.
Right.
As you just said. So, the first thing is to meet international standards because you cannot export if you don't meet the standards that sits on everyone's shelves. Correct. So, we assist companies to get the technical support that they need. And by assist, I mean we could reimburse some of the costs incurred to get these technical costs in place, technical standards in place. So we assist with food safety standards, product standards as well. So if you have to meet a certain criteria for your product to enter a market, we assist with that as well.
So when you say food safety, there's certain testing that needs to be done.
Yes.
You know,
testing. For the US, you need to meet a standard called the FSMA, the Food Safety Modernization Act.
Right.
And there's HACCP and good manufacturing practices and this kind of thing. So we assist there. How we assist is that we can reimburse up to 50% of the cost of the technical services to a limit of 50,000
pretty impressive
per company.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you consider we have a lot of small businesses here that are doing or trying to do export, that 50,000 is going to come in very handy.
Sure.
So that's a pretty big figure.
Yeah, because we found that to meet these standards is a major hurdle to
Right.
get small businesses exporting. So we lend assistance there. Another thing we assist with is the research and development facility, which is a grant that helps companies it's two phases.
Okay.
One, we help companies to get a feasibility study in place to know that they need to develop something new and what's the feasibility actually entering export markets with this new product.
Right.
Now, that phase could fund 70% of the cost of that study to a limit of 100,000. And the phase two is for new product design. This is to get you to the point of a prototype.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
You know, so we're speaking about innovation here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And that is 50% to a limit of 750,000.
These are incredible figures to me. Just because we hear a lot about Export TT and we know what the ultimate goal is, but to know that they're giving you so much support financially is phenomenal. But carry on. Say more.
Good. Now, the RDF, the Research and Development Facility, only covers the technical costs.
Right.
We don't touch things like equipment or infrastructure. Now, there's a next grant, the Grant Fund Facility, which covers
That was
equipment.
literally going to be my question. So then where do we get it from?
Yeah,
Great.
it's a Grant Fund Facility. Now, this is chaired by the Ministry of Trade, is administered by Export TT. The contract is with Export TT.
Right.
This is to provide machinery and equipment to export-oriented or import-substituting companies. So this is the one thing that's not solely export-oriented.
Right.
Because we need import-substituted companies as well to kind of wean off that
Dependency on
foreign currency.
foreign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this is geared towards manufacturers because there's equipment we're talking about. So we're talking about agro-processors and industrial companies. This is targeted at small to medium companies.
Right. Small to medium is defined how exactly in terms of numbers or values?
Small to medium is a cap of 5 million revenue per year.
Making sure we get the specifics because I'm sure there's somebody at home right now
Taking
taking deep
notes.
notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go the Ministry of Trade definition.
Okay.
Right. Now, this facility is different to everything else that we offer because everything else is on a reimbursement basis. This is actually paid upfront to the supplier. So this covers 50% to a limit of $250,000 that's paid directly to the supplier, and the company pays the supplier the difference.
Machinery and everything.
Yeah.
This makes sense because you actually need to create a tangible object. You can't really wait till reimbursement on that one. So yeah, that's very practical.
Yep. Now, everything we spoke about here, the RDF and the grant fund facility actually goes through our evaluation process.
And what's the requirements to actually qualify for some of these grants?
Okay, so for the RDF, you need to be a fully owned Trinidad and Tobago company.
Okay.
And you need to show that there is interest for your product in the overseas markets and there's need for new product development. The same for the grant fund facility. Companies have to be in existence for at least 2 years, though, the grant fund facility. And it's the same. We will do our assessment, we'll do a site visit, meet with companies, and assess their export readiness, their ability to export, as well as the ability to produce a import substituted product.
Right.
Yep.
As far as the actual interest or the access goes, we know the requirements. How do we actually begin that process now of applying for these grants?
All right.
The important stuff.
So all the application forms and information is on exporttt.co.tt. So exporttt is export with two T's, .co.tt. You'll get all the info there. You could contact ExportTT at 612-EXTT. And well, you can ask for myself. And
Really?
yeah.
Your phone's going to be ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
Well, I have some capable staff that can
I would hope so. You guys are
Right.
opening up a lot for people. And in the case of the application process, that might be the next daunting task. Small business don't have a lot of time. Would you say it's long, short? What can we describe to them?
It's not long. It's not long. So for the grant fund facility, typically within 2 months of the application,
Okay.
you'll get your approval and get
That's
your
not
equipment
bad,
coming in.
yeah, considering the scope of things and, the entire process. That's not bad at all. Kristen Mraz, Manager of Capacity Building and Program Financing. I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me here.
Sharing all the exciting things that Export TT does and, some of the grants available to our local small businesses, small and medium businesses. And it's really exciting news for those who are out there taking their notes and whatnot. Of course, you could contact them at, remind me of that number one more time.
612-EXTT.
612-EXTT. You heard it right here on the Now Morning Show. All right, and